Hoping you've had a fantastic week. Welcome to another tantalizing episode of Metropole Sports Center. My name is Nation Owano. The following are just some of the things that I've lined up for you. Tonight we're going to be talking about the statement that was issued by the head of federations in support of Sports CS, that is Ambassador Amina Mohamed. Away from that, we are going to be talking about the HSBC 2022 Sevens calendar that was released. The Sevens tournament is going to make a two-tie trip that is in Dubai later on this month and in the first week of December, specifically on the 3rd and the 4th of December. Apart from that, we are going to be talking about the major partnership that happened this week. This was the partnership between the US Kids Golf, the Junior Golf Foundation, and Safaricom, Prime Bank, NCBA, and Crown Paints. Just what are the details of that partnership? What are some of the things that you need to understand about that particular partnership? And I'm going to be having somebody from the Junior Golf Foundation, that is Larry Ngala, who's going to be shedding spotlight into the partnership that was signed earlier on this week. Now into first things first, the HSBC 2022 calendar has been officially released, and the following is where the Sevens tournament is going to be held beginning from this month going on to May next year. Now the tie is expected to make a comeback on the 26th to the 27th of November. That is going to be the Dubai Sevens before it comes again to Dubai on the 3rd and the 4th of December. Then it goes to the Malaga Sevens, that is going to be on the 21st and the 23rd of January 2022. After that, the tournament is going to move to Sevilla, that is on the 28th to the 30th of January, before it goes to the Vancouver Sevens, that is in Canada. That is going to be on the 26th to the 27th of February. After that, it crosses borders from Canada to the US. That is going to be on the 5th to the 6th of March, which is going to be the Los Angeles Sevens. The Hong Kong Sevens is going to be taking place between the 1st and the 3rd of April 2022. Singapore Sevens is going to be held between the 9th and the 10th of April 2022. The Toulouse Sevens is going to be held on the 20th to the 22nd of May 2022. And finally, the calendar is going to come to an end in the London Sevens, which is going to be held on the 28th to the 29th of May 2022. Speaking of matters golf, that is the Kenya Simba squad is going to be playing this weekend in South Africa. We're going to be having those details in our next episode of Metropole Sports Center. Away from that, there is trouble. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of conversation that has been going on in the sports ministry or in the sports fraternity this past week. You remember a couple of months ago, the court cleared that the FKF president, that is Nick Mwendwa, was ordered by the court to offer records to the Ministry of Sports in terms of the spending the federation has done from 2014 to 2021. Now, the FKF submitted those documents to the Ministry of Sports, and auditing is still ongoing. Away from that, there's been a conversation which is alleged that there's been loss of money at the Ministry of Sports. Now, the different heads of the federations in Kenya issued a joint statement this week. This was Oduor Gangla, who's the CEO of the Kenya Rugby Union, Paul Otula, who's the president of the Kenya Basketball Federation, and members of the Kenya Cycling Federation, and also the Tong El Mudo president was also present in that particular presser, and this is what they had to say.
The sports fraternity want to categorically state that we have full confidence in the work and the ability of the senior leadership team at the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage. We have seen enormous improvement in the delivery of services to we as a sports fraternity in the period that Madam CS Amina has been at the helm, both from a policy initiative and from also execution and improved working relations with the Federation.
I think there's been tremendous improvement of sports in this country, and not just sports, but also the welfare of athletes. I think when COVID came, our athletes were literally really down. But they stepped forward, and I think Kenya was the only country whereby the government stepped forward to give athletes a stipend to survive, and the athletes really appreciated.
Federations have been brought to speed on methods to use to get this money. But getting the money is not the end. When you get the money, all of us here, you've got to account for it. Accountability is number one. So in this particular case, anybody who would like to hide behind social media and even propaganda to avoid accounting for the funds. These funds are not just for any one particular federation. If you are not able to account for them, don't go for them. Find your own money, which then you can use the way you want.
Support the ministry, National Olympic Committee, Kenya National Sports, and we support each federation which is there to think positively for the progress purpose.
A leader cannot work alone. He or she needs all of us, and therefore, when they say Ambassador Amina, she's not delivering, even you as a sports person, you do not deliver also, because it's a family. And therefore, our sports, we represent as ambassador for this nation.
That is a former marathon, that is a legendary runner, that is Tegla Lorupe, was also present in that press conference. Now, this particular discussion came at the backdrop of a press release that was sent by the Nandi senator, that is Senator Kiprotich Cherargei, who alleges that money has been lost in the Ministry of Sports. Well, we are going to be keeping you up to date with the whole of that conversation in terms of how or what is going to be done in that direction. Is it, we are going to be following up that conversation basically, and we are going to be keeping you up to speed. Now to matters golf, which is going to be the focus of our discussion on Metropole Sports Center today. Now, the Junior Golf Foundation partnered with the US Kids Golf this past week in a sponsorship unveiling that was done at the Muthaiga Golf Club. Some of the partners that were part of that particular partnership were Safaricom, NCBA, Crown Paints, and Prime Bank. Now, at the backdrop of that, there was supposed to be training that took place and ended on Wednesday. These are some of the participants of the training, and this is how and what they had to say.
So this is actually a very special year for us, and we're looking forward to not only just hosting the US Kids, but also implementing the programs here so that our juniors at the club level and national level can succeed to international levels.
So we've come over here, and with the support of the government officials and the support of the sports unions and the support of the Kenya Golf Union, they've rolled out the red carpet for us so that we are better equipped to train the coaches that are here, that are working so hard to help the kids learn golf. And so we're teaching them a little bit of a different way to do it, and it enables the kids here to really fall in love with golf and stay involved and stay engaged in golf for a long, long time, so that our best athletes might stay with golf rather than go to football or another sport.
Initially, we didn't have a proper junior program. We didn't have proper junior coaches. But now through the program that we have gone, through the training that we have gone, we've gotten a curriculum that is used all over the world, in those high developed countries like the US and the UK, where they are able to bring up children from the lower levels up to guys who are winning the Masters and the Tour. And basically, this is what we've been yearning for, and this is what we've been looking forward. And therefore, this is a big step towards the growth of the game in the country.
Well, that is CJ Wangai, who's the captain of Team Kenya Golf Team. You probably seen him prominently featuring in the Kenya Magical Open that took place early this year. Now, just a bit of information with that particular partnership that was signed between the companies that I've mentioned, that is corporates, that is Safaricom, NCBA, Crown Paints and Prime Bank. What you need to understand, as part of the partnership in the US Kids Golf Foundation, the training was going to give coaches an opportunity to get a hands-on training and certification, I beg your pardon, in terms of what they needed to train people with golf. Now, the partnership will also see the introduction of a US Kids Golf Local Tour competition, which will give qualifying golfers opportunity to play in regional, international, world championships competitions organized by the US Kids Golf Foundation. Quite a positive development, I beg your pardon, in the golf front locally. Let's see how that is going to develop the next generation of golfers in the country. Well, that particular story by the US Kids Golf and the Junior Golf Foundation wraps up the first part of Metropole Sports Center. We do take a short commercial break. After the break, I'm going to be joined by Larry Ngala from the Junior Golf Foundation. We're going to be talking about what the organization stands for and also speak a bit about the extent of the partnership that was launched this past week. See you after the break.